All right, we're good to go. So we're doing just rent juice tonight, right?
Right.
Okay. So starting with question 3, should David Vivero raise money now? Yes or no? If yes, what should he do with the money? If no, why not? Etc. I think they should raise the money right now, personally, and they should bulk up their sales team. The reason is because with a competitor in the market, they want to grow as fast as possible, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I feel like the competitor may not be as big as a threat as they um, are assuming, or it's just kind of like a nerve-wracking thing, especially because they haven't achieved the growth they've been wanting. But I agree that they should do it to get a solid sales machine, I guess, running. Because up to this point, things have moved really slow on only that end. Everything else has been going really, really well. The site itself is working really well, but they're just not acquiring customers as fast as they should be, mainly because he's, for the first little bit, he was kind of doing everything by himself, making it harder than it needed to be. And then now they're just kind of starting to get a sales force together. But if they really just kind of like you said, just focused all that time and resources on that sales portion of things, it could really just explode overnight. So I agree.
Good deal. You want to read number 4 for us?
Yeah, just let me pull it up real quick. Just trying to get it up here. There we go. What is CLV of a rent juice customer? You will be asked to report your decision in the post discussion poll. Use the following assumptions. So,
customer lifetime value.
Yeah.
I just took 440, which is the average revenue, times 12, which is 5,280, times their churn rate, which is how many customers they keep, minus their churn rate of 38%, so they keep 62% of them.
Mm-hmm.
So on average, their customer is worth $3,274 in revenue, right?
Right on.
Cool.
That seems to be right, yeah.
And then if you want to throw in gross margin, I guess you would have to throw in gross margin. So it'd be 2,455.
Okay.
And they're saying that to acquire the customer, it's 2,300.
Subtract that.
So each customer is worth about $155 to the company, more or less. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Better than the last that Progresso place, though.
That's true.
That was a mess.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. How well is the sale funnel at Rent Juice working? What can you think of to improve it? How can you reduce the customer acquisition costs? I think it can get better. That's why I think they need to really bulk up their sales team and try to drive down costs with the extra funding. I think that should be their number one priority.
Right.
Any ideas on specific things they can do? I guess they can play with compensation and things like that.
Yeah, I think something that I thought of in the original questions for the case study, kind of as they continue to, build this up and get more exposure, people will kind of start coming to them, and that will really drive the cost down. So I think with an initial push to really gain exposure with the sales force, in the long run, it'll probably save them money, just because those who hadn't been contacted by them with the outbound sales eventually will start kind of seeking them out, because it's kind of the thing to use at that point. Everybody. I mean, you're not successful if you don't use this specific software.
Yeah.
After a while, something that kind of changes the industry like that, where everyone kind of needs to be using it to be kind of on top of their game. But as far as like cutting out costs, I'm not really sure what they could specifically do. But as far as how well the sales funnel is working, it's pretty poor, because I think it was like 2%. Out of 100 people they called, like 40 some agreed to hear about it, and then 8, were willing to watch the demo, and only 2 actually subscribed. So
yeah,
pretty bad. But I think definitely with a more solid sales team, and just as they are able to touch base with more people, kind of expand that funnel range, it'll make it better. So
yeah, definitely. I think it mentioned in there that they were getting better leads, which I think will help if they can narrow down their target market. I think that'll help drive up their success rate. And then once they drive up their success rate, they can actually pay a lower commission, because their salespeople will be having more success as far as bringing in new clients. It won't be as hard to acquire a new client.
exactly.
You want to take the last one there?
Yeah. How should Vivero respond to the new competition? List all the options you can think of. List pros and cons of each option. As a group, you must decide on a course of action. I mean, like I said, I don't think it's that big of a threat, but it is a good motivation for them to kind of launch their new software of things. Honestly, I feel like they could probably wait to launch that new. I think it was like focused more on. He's focused currently. It's like focused on the brokers, but his is focused on targeting landlord. The new thing is focused on targeting landlords.
Right.
I feel like as they gain more, clients as far as brokers, landlords will start to gain interest in it, and at that point, when they can kind of start rolling it out, as they start to get more people kind of seeking them out, as far as landlords wanting to use it as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're right. I think they shouldn't overreact to the new competition, and in fact, they're going to see a lot more competition coming in sooner rather than later.
Right.
They have a bit of an advantage being first to market on the broker side, and then they'll be one of the first to market on the landlord side. So they should just that's one of the reasons I think they need to take action and start bulking up their sales team with the investment, is because inevitably new competition is going to enter the market here pretty soon. So
Yeah.
Anyways, they got to get their foot in the door before everyone else tries to get in on the game.
Piggyback off of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Cool. Anyone else want to add anything, or are we good?
Yeah.
So, random thought, real quick. The
Okay.
CLV's got to be different. In the quiz we take, he gives us 4 options, and the CLV we talked about was not one of those 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Is it the same assumptions though?
it's the same assumptions, but you've got a $4,000, a $5,000, an $8,000, and a $10,000 choice.
Let me see.
Really?
Yeah,
Customer
with the variation of 100 or a couple, but that's the main numbers there.
lifetime value.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense, actually, because I was just going off the yearly value, but I guess you would have to do. Let's see if I'll redo it. If they lose 38% per year, that means on average a customer will be with them for 2.63 years times 12, which is 31.57 months, times 440 equals 13,894 times the gross margin, which is 0.75. Is 10,421 an option?
10,300 is.
No. Yeah, probably around there then.
Close enough.
Something like that. I don't know exactly how to do the calculation, but anyways, it would be somewhere around there, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's a lot better. Cool. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, just a safe heads up.
Cool. All right. Anything else, guys? Are we good to stop?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.